guys, Robot1 here, coming at you with a new Yu-Gi-Oh video, and in today's Yu-Gi-Oh video, we are going to be talking about the top 5 cards to get out of Rising Rampage, not including the Prismatic Secret Rares, because those are too hard to get, and they would just be number 1 on the list anyway, so if you can pick them up, but they're not on this list because I personally feel like they're just too hard to get anyway, so there's no point in them being on this list. But today, I thought I'd weed out the cards that I think are kind of really good to get, cards that are just really nice pulls, and stuff that you should probably be looking for out of the boxes of Rising Rampage, seeing as this set is kind of a casual set. There's nothing really good, but there are cards in here that get better later on in the game, so I thought, why not make a top 5 best cards to pick up out of this video, out of this set. So, without further ado, let's get into it, because I want to talk about what I personally feel like you should be picking up in Rising Rampage. So, number 5, the 5th best card you should be picking up is Return of Storm Dragon. This card is a really good trap card. Basically, it's Call of the Haunted for the Banished Zone, and the monster returns to the hand during the end phase. And the reason why I feel like this is just one of those cards that you should be really considering picking up is because we've seen cards like these in these sets that are super rare, don't really do much when they initially come out, and just then blow up in price later on because there's one deck that doesn't seem to be that great, but because this one card exists, becomes really good. And we've seen this with so many different things. We've seen this with Necros in today's age, with like the incantations. We've seen this with Twin Twister. We knew it was going to be good when it originally came out, but just held on to all the way down the line. We've seen this on so many cards that are just random rarities and just don't even do much. Like, we've seen it with a ton of cards in Star Strike Blast. Cards that thought, oh, well, these cards are never going to be good, but later on in the game, they just get really, really powerful. So, I feel like this is a card that you should definitely consider picking up. It's a great trap card that just has a great synergy with all banished decks in general, such as Thunder Dragons, Cosmo, Ritual, Beast, Heroes to an extent as well, if you can play Heroes. So, yeah, Return of Storm Dragon, definitely a good card to pick up, and it's on this list for a reason, so definitely consider picking it up. At number 4 is Dragunity Knight Romulus. The reason I feel like you should be picking up this card is mainly because it's got a lot of degenerate combos coming out of the OCG. This card can just, on its summon, search any Dragunity spell trap card, / Dragon Ravine being one of the best field spell cards in the game that just discards a Destrudo or a Dark Worm to then just send a Destrudo or a Dark Worm to then initiate full combo, but it's also got a really cool effect that says whenever a dragon monster is special summoned to its link marker, you can just special summon a dragon from your hand. So this can combo off in stuff like the guard dragons, being able to just summon out any guard dragon from the extra deck, and then summoning out a dragon from your hand to then make the LP, or the Pisty, whichever one you choose, and it also just initiates combos in general because of this, so it's definitely a good card to pick up because of this. And also, obviously, it works with Tempest, the Dragon Ruler Tempest, so card to pick up nonetheless. At number 3, the 3rd best card to pick up in the set, Capshell. Capshell is actually a really cool card that, in my personal opinion, that I've already got like 2 of. I've got them up here. I believe though, so okay, they just disappeared. But they're just really cool cards it's a really cool card in general that says whenever it's used as a Link Fusion, Tribute, Xyz material, or detached from its Xyz monster, you essentially just get to draw a card, and I know that doesn't sound amazing because obviously you have to normal summon the monster, or you have to use get a specific card for a fusion summon, so you have to use the card's effect, but in the long run, where a card like this just has an effect that says, oh, I get to be used as a link material to draw a card, that's pretty good, and it can be utilized in so many different strategies. It can be utilized in any Shadow strategy to be able to just send a beast and this to get a +2 with the Shadow Winder, well, +1 with the Shadow Winder. Actually, no, it is a +2 because you summon the Winder and you also send the Shadow Fusion, which would be the neutral. So it's technically a +2. You can use this in Heroes to basically send a Destiny Hero Malicious and with Fusion Destiny and itself to be able to get a draw of that when summoning Destiny Hero Dangerous. You can use it with Almirage, where you link summon away the Almirage to summon this you link away the Capshell to summon the Almirage to just get a free draw. This card is never a neg, it's always a neutral card in the long run, and well, actually no, it's kind of a plus card in the long run, because everything you're using to make with this card is a monster that you're summoning, so you're always getting that additional resource. So Capshell is a TCG exclusive card, very good in general, that I just personally feel like it's a really good card to pick up, and because of that, I thought I'll put it on the list as number 3, and it's definitely a card that I could see going up in price down the line, seeing as I've only been seeing it really at £8, and that's not a lot for a card that's actually this good. So I've seen it with Trap Tricks in the past, I've seen it with other TCG cards that just aren't that heavy printed and aren't that really great, just go up in price. So Capshell's definitely a card on this list that I feel like is a great pickup in general. At number 2 though, this is a wide spectrum one because it's definitely something you should consider picking up, and that is Marianess. The whole Marianess archetype, because all the support coming out in the next set, Chaos Impact, just increases this deck's power exponentially. It gets a new Link 4 that can prevent its stuff destruction by battle, and also gains even more resource from that because it can just summon Link monsters from the spell and trap card zone. It gets a new field spell that works with the new Crystal Heart Link monster, which is really where this whole new support kind of links around with. The deck just gets a lot better in the next set, and because of that, I feel like this is a deck that you should really consider picking up, just because it may not be really good now, but going down the line, the deck just gets a lot better, and it's something that you should really consider picking up, just because it's a deck that gets good. It's not maybe not be good. It may not be good now, but down the line, it gets a lot better. But yeah, that's number 2. At number 1 though, the best card in this set to pick up is obviously Apollos, the Goddess Bow. This card is definitely the best card in the set in general. Just being able to end off on this and any number of negates or back row or anything along those lines just gives any deck that is able to utilize this to the fullest a extra sort of protection in ways to be able to negate your opponent's monster effects, to be able to negate your opponent from just touching you, and basically being one of the first question mark monsters we've had in a long time. This is actually broken in general, seeing as it's very similar to a card like Light and Darkness Dragon, but it's in the extra deck instead and doesn't destroy. So Apollos Goddess is great. Decks that it could potentially be used in, Pendulum, I've been trying stuff and ending on 6 negates because of it, Thunder Dragon, anything along those lines, and seeing as from the looks of it there are no real short prints in this set, I definitely feel like this is a card that won't actually be that expensive. Like it's a one-off. It's not really short printed, so it'll probably settle around like £30. So if you can get it for that price, or £40, £30 or £40, definitely consider picking it up, because it's definitely a card that every Yu-Gi-Oh player should have nonetheless. But that's my top 5 video. That's what I think you guys should be picking up out of Rising Rampage. There are obviously other cards that you could potentially pick up. If you're casual players, Tenyi and Samorg, those are 2 really fun archetypes that just do their own sort of thing and go for their own ways to play the game. There's also other random stuff like the new Secret Rare Orochi card, the Secret Rare Get Out, which is basically a worse compulse in my personal opinion. But these are just the 5 things that I personally feel like you guys should be trying to pick up out of Rising Rampage. And yeah, tell me what you think of them in the comment section below. Tell me if you're going to pick them up, tell me if you're going to get them, tell me if you're going to try them in strategies, tell me what decks you're going to use them in. That's the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. These cards are definitely great to pick up. I highly suggest you do. And yeah, Robobat1 signing out. Later all.